I guess we can get started. There's like 10 of us. So what we are going to do today is um, set up a static website on AWS and using a domain so that you can have your own website that goes to like www.whateveryourdomain.com to an S3 bucket, and it'll be secured with SSL and such so that it can be HTTPS and it won't give you this scary notification going like this website is not secure. So, whoops, not this window. Let's begin. Okay, so we're gonna sign in to AWS, and everything is free tier eligible except the domain name itself, which you can buy on Amazon AWS for like I think around $12. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is set up the S3 buckets. And also feel free to chat if you have any questions and whatnot. Albert's modding, so he can help ping me if there's a question I miss. Okay, so S3 is the storage. So you can store static things. So it could store images, it can store HTML files, it could store stuff basically that's not interacting with anything else like JavaScript. All right, so we're gonna create a bucket. Okay, so I think we already have a domain name here that we got previously. So Route 53 is the domain name. Registrar, it's a domain registrar, and we have kombuchulabs.com. Okay, so we bought this a while ago, and we have it set up right now, I think, for yeah, CloudFront and stuff. So actually, I guess the first thing we need to do is disassociate it with these things. You can just ignore what I'm doing right now. We didn't clean this up beforehand. I'm just gonna clean these things up. Terminate. Yes, terminate. Okay, all these things are doing that. Deleting themselves. We can set up the stuff. Not elastic. Well, good news is, if anyone's coming in late, we haven't done anything because I forgot to clean up. So that's always good. All right, load balancer is gone. That's good. Let's see, is the EC2 gone yet? Yes, it's gone. All right, fabulous. Okay, all right, now we can get started. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to create a bucket. So a bucket is where it's like a folder. You can think of it as a folder. To host your website or host your files, whatever you're doing. So the bucket name, generally the convention is they say you want the exact domain name that you have, which I guess it's more for so that it doesn't confuse you or people. And if you own the domain name, then chances are no one else has used that bucket name. Um, but it doesn't have to be. But people do recommend you do that. So in our case, hopefully no one has taken Kombucha Labs. Yay. Great. All right, so we don't have any buckets, so we can't copy over settings. Next. This is a test, so we don't really need to do any of these things. I could tag it. This is a project. Kombucha Labs. That's about it. Yeah, because I don't need to log anything. If it goes down, it's not that big of a deal. The Booch Lab. Booch. No. Actually, that's not a bad name. Okay. Okay, so this one. No, we don't need the logs, but. Okay, so block public access. Okay, we don't want to block public access because it's a website, so it needs to be public. So we don't want to block people. Block. All right, so we don't want to block people. Okay, set permissions. Yeah, we might have to go back later and edit it, but create bucket. Okay, bucket has been created. Oh, so you notice it says access objects can be public. So public in here. The bucket itself is not public, but anyone who has like a link to the stuff in there will be able to see it, which is fine. All right. Okay. So it's controllers. Okay. See. Okay. So since it's like a new thing that I am getting into, we want everyone to go to www.kombuchalabs.com. So this bucket people can go into as kombuchalabs.com, https, after we set it up correctly. But then as a branding, we also want everything, every combination of HTTP, HTTPS, www. No www. No, I'm just reading. Oh wow, there's a delay in the sound. Which one is delayed? The screen is delayed? Man, that's annoying. Okay. All right. Well, it should have caught up by now, I guess. I don't know. So bucket name, we want to, yeah, it's caught up. Okay. So what I was saying is we want every iteration of kombuchalabs.com to go to www.kombuchalabs.com. So I'm going to go to www.kombuchalabs.com, and thankfully no one has taken it. Oh, okay, so it's not like I'm out of sync, like my video and screen is out of sync. It's just that you guys see it later. That's fine. Okay, I thought my voice and my screen is out of sync. Yeah, no, you'd think everything would be streaming real time by now, but alas. Or maybe it's just my Wi-Fi. All right, so we're gonna do the same. So I set it to do the same permissions as the previous kombuchalabs.com bucket, so that we don't have to do as many clicky clicks. So you see it autofills the projects and stuff like that. Boop. All right. So yeah, it's the same. I've unchecked everything in the other bucket, and since we copied over the bucket permissions, it's just copying everything over. I don't really have to do anything. Create bucket. All right. Okay. So this will be a little more confusing than it has to be, but basically because I want kombuchalabs.com. Anyone who types in kombuchalabs.com or http://kombuchalabs.com or https://kombuchalabs.com to all go to www.kombuchalabs.com. I'm going to forward this bucket kombuchalabs.com to forward to www.kombuchalabs.com. This is like a preference. You don't have to do it if you don't care about how people get to you. But what I've learned recently is that www is actually a subdomain, so you have to specifically set it up so that things work properly. Okay, so go to the S3 bucket, kombuchalabs.com, go to properties, and then go to static website hosting. So right now it's disabled, there's nothing there. To use it to host a website, if you're not going to do the www thing, you would just click on use this bucket to host the website. But right now we're going to redirect. So we're going to redirect to www.kombuchalabs.com. And the protocol we want to use is HTTPS. All right, we're going to save that. So now it says redirect all requests. If you click on it, it has redirect all requests. Great. Okay, so now anyone who goes to this bucket is going to be redirected to www.kombuchalabs.com. There was a dip, seems like, a few seconds ago in the stream health, so that might have been what it is, if you guys saw a dip or jumpy. Okay, all right, now going back to kombuchalabs.com, www. Okay, properties. So this one, we want to go back to properties and enable website hosting. So our index document is going to be index.html. Error document, you can make error.html. Like when there's like an error, something goes wrong, it'll shoot you to this website. I'm just lazy, so I'm just going to use index.html. You should probably make like an error page going like, sorry, this page doesn't exist. And you can just ignore this redirection rules. If you wanted to get really granular with, you can set up a lot of nifty things with this. All right, save that. Okay, permissions, access control, bucket policy. All right, so we are going to use a bucket policy to make this thing public and so that people can access this. And I am going to cheat. There's a lot of people who publish stuff about this and what to use for bucket policy. I happen to have written an article about it, and I gave an example of a bucket policy you can use. I'm going to put that in the chat right now. So I'm going to just copy over what I've used. All right, bucket policy is good to have. Here we go. Okay, www.kombuchalabs.com. So you can use this exact same one, change the resource to the name of the bucket here. So this ARN, AWS, S3, and then www.kombuchalabs.com because that's the name of the bucket. Great. All right, and then it gets this scary notification. You have provided public access to this bucket, but we want to do that because this is a website. So we want people to have public access to this bucket. Otherwise, no one can load the website. So that's fine. That's fine. Go away, scary message. Yeah, and then now it says public here too. All right. Yeah, so now, see, objects can be public, and now this one's public because we applied the bucket policy to make the bucket itself public. Okay, so since this might take a few seconds, okay, so now there is, let's create Ooh, Adam. Let's create a sample test page. Is it gonna open something? I hope not. Okay. Alright. Let's just create a file. Create a project history file. Wood. It's not what I want. Okay, sure. Alright. Now, new file. Is it hiding somewhere? It's just slow. Okay. Alright. So, I'll just a quick file. Hello world. Whoops. Title and body. Hello world. Yeah, we're not gonna care too much about how pretty or ugly it looks right now. Save that. Save that on the desktop as index.html. And if you recall, we set the index page to be index.html, and we set up the error page to be index.html. Yeah, you can make a website that only you can see, and then you can just be happy about your own personal website. Okay, so S3, it's like pretty easy to upload files on this Amazon dashboard itself. You legit just click upload, add files, desktop, index.html. Huzzah! Next, set permissions. So this part, you do want to grant public read access to this object, again, because, you know, you want people to see your website. All right, next. Yeah, you can just use the standard metadata, blah, blah, tag. Yeah, well, we don't, it's just a test. We don't really care what it's going to do. Okay. So this is a free tier eligible. So let's just do the standard. Upload. Huzzah! Okay, if you click on it, gives you all the properties and the permissions and select form, blah, blah. Okay, so this is the URL of this object. Let's see. And it loads. Fabulous. Okay, so this is where it's hosted on the S3 itself on Amazon. Now, there's like this extra s3amazon.com blah 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 on it. So we want it to go www.kombuchulabs.com to go to this instead of just this long S3 URL. So, but now we know that the public can access this bucket. And that's the important part with the S3. If you don't do that, no one's going to be able to see your website. All right, so next thing we want to do is, so these are some things that take like a little while to propagate. This one, I think because we already set it up before somewhat, we can fast forward some things. So the next thing we want to go is get that domain. I mean, hopefully you bought the domain beforehand so that we're not making all these buckets and then you realize like you can't get the domain. So buying a domain is pretty easy. You just go to Route 53, and if you type in a domain name, check, and if it's available, it'll let you buy it. And it takes like 15-30 minutes for everything to kind of fix itself up so that you can use it. So since we've already done that, kombuchulabs.com is right here. Fabulous. Next thing we want to do is go to Certificate Manager. And you might have heard of certificates that you need for your websites these days in order to get this thing that says your connection is secure. When you don't have HTTPS and it's not secured with an SSL cert, this would be red and it would say something like, this website is not secure. And it's kind of scary. So you want to generate a SSL certificate to tell web browsers that, hey, my website is safe. Yes, we do have one. Yeah, so if you're setting this up yourself, you would go to request a certificate, put in your domain name, mysuperAwesomeDomainName.com, add another name to the certificate. If you're doing the www.ICIM, you can either put in wildcard.mySuperAwesomeDomain, or you can put in www.mySuperAwesomeDomainName.com. Wildcard also includes the www dot. So if you think you're going to have subdomains and stuff, I would just generate it for wildcard. If you're not going to use any subdomains, you can just do the mySuperAwesomeDomainName.com and www.mySuperAwesomeDomainName.com. And you would go next, and then you would do DNS validation. And if you have this domain registered using Route 53, the next few pages will let you automatically add those certificates to your domain name without you having to adjust anything. You don't have to manually type anything in. I'm going to cancel this because I don't own that super awesome domain, and we already have certificates. Yeah. So if you don't have the domain registered with AWS, you can export all the CNAMEs to a file, and then you can import it or copy it over manually into your DNS provider like Namecheap.com or GoDaddy or something like that. Okay. Are you guys still able to hear me okay? Anything skipping? Have I confused people? All right, so we get to kind of like pass through this because we already have a certificate. But generally, this takes up to like 10-15 minutes that I've seen. I've been issuing a lot of certificates recently. But so I would do this first before setting up the S3 buckets, just because this is going to take time. And by the time you're done with the S3s, it's probably going to be ready for you to use. So the SSL cert is generated for kombuchalabs.com. If we go to Route 53, and then go to hosted zones, which is where all the domains are, and then kombuchalabs.com, and then it's these guys, the CNAME. So they're like, oh, it's valid, blah, blah, blah. Congratulations. Okay. So that means like it's already accepted that this website is secure and you own it, and we're not trying to do funky business with it. You lost? Are you actually lost, or are you joking? How? Okay. Yeah, we could just do another one video if people actually want to learn how to generate SSL certs and stuff. It is necessary to do CloudFront though, so let's go to CloudFront. I've spilled water everywhere. Whoops. CloudFront. So what CloudFront does, it's a content delivery network, CDN. Okay, we can recap what we've done so far. So what we've done so far is you've purchased a domain on Route 53, and it'll pop up on this hosted zone in Route 53. And you would have then gone to Certificate Manager over here to deploy an SSL certificate for that domain name, which means that it's telling basically the web browsers that this is secure, this website is secure, this domain is secure, this owner is who they say they are, and there's not funny issues going on with someone pretending to be someone else, which I'm not really sure how they validate, because it doesn't really require you to do anything. I don't know. And then after that, you would have gone to S3, which is the storage. and we created buckets so that the buckets will correspond with the websites that you are creating. So in our case, it's kombuchalabs.com. It's going to forward to www.kombuchalabs.com. And www is actually a subdomain, which is why it requires that you forward this URL to the subdomain, because it's technically taking you to a different website. And it's like a branding thing. So if you don't care, then you don't need to do that. But when someone types in www.yourwebsite.com, they might not get to yourwebsite.com if you don't have something specifically set up for people to be forwarded back and forth. So alternatively, the opposite can go true too. If you make www.kombuchalabs.com forward to kombuchalabs.com, then everything will go to kombuchalabs.com. All right, so kombuchalabs.com forwards to www.kombuchalabs.com because we set it up to do so. Redirect all requests to www.kombuchalabs.com. Okay. And then, so this is where content is hosted, www.kombuchalabs.com bucket. And we've added this bucket policy to make this public. And it had a scary thing earlier that told you, hey, this is public. Everyone can access it from all around the world. You get it now. That's good. All right. So then we uploaded a test index.html. And if you click on the index.html, it gives you the object URL. The object URL is basically the URL of where your thingy is hosted. So in this case, this is where index.html is hosted. If you click on it, it takes you to that page that we just uploaded. If you didn't put in that bucket policy, that made everything public. So we could just turn it off and see what happens. All right, so permissions on our properties. There we go. Permissions for Kombucha Labs bucket policy. So let's just get rid of this. Save. Oh, I guess if we put something in, we have to put something in. Actually, yeah, if we have to do something, we have to put it in. We have to get another bucket policy, allow. But basically, if this weren't there and you uploaded something here, you wouldn't be able to see it because it's not public. That's why we needed this bucket policy to make everything public. Though you can one by one make things public too. Okay, so we have buckets. This is where you're gonna host things, like your folder. You can just upload things in there like it's your folder. Can I just delete it? Let's see, I could try. Bucket policy, delete. Are you sure? Yes. Let's see. Moment of truth. Nope, this one worked. Might take a few seconds. Actually, this might run. Oh yeah. This one also has. Okay, so there's bucket policy and there's object-based policies. So that one, everything in the bucket is public. So, but this one also had specifically like public for the object too. So let's see what happens now. It's just not working well right now. There we go. All right, so it's access denied because I just revoked the public access here. And the bucket itself is also not public anymore. Let's see. Whoops. We put the bucket policy back in. Let's see. Oh yeah. Let's see. Okay, so we made this public, but I don't know if this thing itself is public. Nope. Okay, so let's see what happens. Okay, yeah, okay. So the bucket policy opens everything up so that you don't individually have to give it access, but I guess I'll just return it to where it was before. Read object, yes. So if it were still this kombuchalabs.com, says objects can be public, then you could toggle stuff back and forth inside by object case. But this one, it's just public, so I think object-based ones don't really have as much. But I might be wrong. Don't quote me on it. But now you can access it again. I don't know if we're opening ports with it. Might be. Don't know the technical language. We're basically saying like the resource, get object, anyone can do it. It's public. It's like a policy that's already been written. Alright, so we got the S3s set up. So basically where we're hosting it, the house is built now. And then we have like the gate, which is the website, the domain. So now you have to be able to get from the gate to the house, if that made any sense. So for you to be able to get from the domain name to be able to get to the S3 bucket, because there's nothing linking it except that the name is the same. But just because the name is the same doesn't mean there's anything linking the two. So going to kombuchalabs.com is not going to get you to that S3 bucket. I mean, I don't really know what's going to come up, but yeah, it's just like, hey, name not resolved because we don't have anything syncing kombuchalabs.com to this hosting. And also, this is the scary message I was talking about earlier about security. It says your connection to this site is not secure. So if you ever see this, don't buy anything from them. They didn't secure their websites before they try to get you to buy things. I see it a lot in even like professional websites these days though. But yeah, so you can't get anything right now because we haven't synced the domain name to the hosting, which is on S3. So that's what we are going to do now. We're going to do that using a service called CloudFront. So CloudFront, as I was saying earlier, is a content delivery network. So they're like, it's the best way to explain it. It's like little places in the world where Amazon has put CloudFront CDNs there, and they cache data so that stuff get around much faster once the first person has downloaded close to that area. So like this kombuchalabs.com is hosted in North Virginia. The data center is in North Virginia. But if you're in like Japan, the first person who downloads this website from Japan, there's going to be a little bit of a lag because they have to download this website all the way from North Virginia. But then because we're going to have this content delivery network, which caches the data for you, the person who downloaded to Japan, say Tokyo, then whoever the next people downloading in Tokyo, their speed's going to be super fast because the content is already cached in Tokyo. There's a data center there down the street. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So Stephanie, you should get this super quick. All the big data of 90 bytes of index.html, super quick. Okay. So we're going to go to CloudFront. Yeah, Amazon has a lot of data centers, but the most stable, well, I don't know if it's stable, but like the one that's most popular is the Virginia one. Oh, we were gonna delete this guy. Bye bye. Um, because um, apparently it's the first ones to get um, updates. So when a new service comes out, they would bring it out to Virginia, North Virginia. So a lot of people like using it. Okay, so how do we do this? So you go to CloudFront, distributions. This was the old one, so I'm in the process of deleting that. So hopefully it'll delete by the time we're done. So we're going to create a distribution. I'm going to click web. There's like two different types. And this RTMP I have never used, but it's for if you wanted to stream videos. Like Netflix might use it, I don't know. But we're doing websites, so we're going to use web. Get started. All right, so we're going to get the origin domain name. So they make it enticing for you to just use this drop down menu, but it's a trap. Don't do it. It's a trap. You have to go back to S3. Find your bucket. So we'll start with Kombucha Labs, the non-www one. All right, so that was a trap. Where do I get it? Oh yeah. So we want to get this thing called origin domain name. So it is the S3 bucket. The S3 bucket is the origin domain name, but this is not, like you would think you could just click this, but that's not what you're supposed to do. You have to go here, go find your kombucha.labs.com bucket, go to properties, static web hosting, and this endpoint. This is what they're looking for. So this is the origin that they are looking for. Boop. So you paste that in. And then this origin ID just autofills. That's fine. There's a lot of options here, but we're going to go do the most basic. So one thing I do want to do is redirect HTTP to HTTPS, which basically means when someone comes to your website, so in this case, http kombuchalabs.com, they're going to be forwarded to https kombuchalabs.com. And HTTPS, if you recall, is what gives you this connection is secure SSL cert. It says certificate is valid. It's just cleaner that way. It's more secure that way. And they won't get that scary message. All right, so you can leave most of the other things alone. All right, so this alternate domain names, you want to put the domain name. So since we're making it for Kombucha Labs, yes, kombuchalabs.com, we're going to put in kombuchalabs.com. We have to create two CloudFronts, one for kombuchalabs.com and one for www.kombuchalabs.com. So we're starting with kombuchalabs.com. So then next is the SSL certificate, if you recall, is what we generated in Certificate Manager. So that's why you want to generate that first, because you can't get past this point if you don't already have that generated. So we go to Custom SSL Certificate. If you forgot to do it, you can request or import one here, and it'll take you to where we were earlier to generate a SSL cert. But since we already have it, we click here, and boom, it's already there. And for this certificate, you can use the same certificate for both kombuchalabs.com and www.kombuchalabs.com because we put both URLs into the certificate when we generated it. And yes, we do need to make a different CloudFront for every subdomain, mostly because in this case, in this specific case, we have to make that because we're forwarding kombuchalabs.com to www.kombuchalabs.com. So it kind of creates this like weird infinite loop where it can't really resolve and does really funky things. So we have to create two separate ones. And I know this because I spent a long time trying to figure out why things are not working. So just trust me on this. It took me like a long time to figure this out. You can also add a comment if you want to notate what project this is for, or something like that. Yeah, you can just leave everything else alone. So the things to take note when you're creating this is the origin settings, the origin domain name. You can't just do the drop down. You have to go back to your S3, go to properties, and then find the endpoint URL. Bring that over, paste that in, and then it'll fill out this origin ID itself. And then you want to do redirect HTTP to HTTPS. And then you want to put in alternate domain name. You want to put in that URL, the website domain name that you want to use CloudFront on. And then custom SSL cert is the cert that we generated earlier. And then you go create distribution. Boom. Did I click it? Did it work? Again? Oh, maybe there's an error. Okay. Oh, it exists. Okay, so it's not done deleting itself yet. That's annoying. Hi. Yeah, this thing takes a long time to delete. This is what I should have deleted first. Maybe I can at least delete this and then save it, but I think it's still gonna take a while, and I'm still not gonna let me do it. But let's see. Let's see. Yeah, so you see over here it says one or more of the CNAMEs you provided are already associated with different resource, and that's because I didn't delete what we already had before. Well, it's in the process of deleting, and it takes a really long time. CloudFront takes a really long time to update. Oh, it let me. Okay. All right, that's good. Okay, so it did let me do that after I deleted the CNAMEs from the other one. Not sure why, but I'm gonna take it. All right, so now that we did that, next place we need to go. So we basically, this is like the tunnel. We created a tunnel to go from the gate to the house. So just a tunnel. But then we have to make sure the tunnel is like in the right place. So to make sure that the tunnel is in the right place and that it's linking the domain name and the server. Yeah, Steph can go. Yeah, Steph, you know what to do. Gonna go back to Route 53. Okay, go back to hosted zones. There's kombuchalabs.com. All right, so then this is the CloudFront. Oh no, not the CloudFront, sorry. This is the certificate that we made earlier. So we're gonna create record set. So record set basically is saying like it's creating rules for this domain name. So kombuchalabs.com. The name is kombuchalabs.com. We don't have to fill this in because there's no subdomain. If you fill it in, it creates like a subdomain. You see like it's like a little dot that came up here. So this would be like hero.kombuchalabs.com. But in this case, we're trying to edit kombuchalabs.com. It's a record. And then we want alias. So basically what alias does is instead of us having to go here and like get this or like, you know, bring this ARN over, we get to just use an alias instead. Because otherwise let's like type stuff in. So alias lets us go find it. See the CloudFront distribution that we just created. I hope. Is this the old one? Let me check. This might be the old one. Yeah, so when this one, oh, this one's enabled. Yeah, so when this one is done, this name should come up. Let's see. DHX. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, so it's the new one. So this is the new CloudFront distribution we just created. DHXLPX. And let's see. Yeah, DHXLPX. Yeah, So you can see like there's like S3. This is the kombuchalabs.com S3 that we created earlier. We don't want that because that one's not the CloudFront. It's not SSL secured. And if you pick that, it will do some funky things. So we want to pick the CloudFront distribution for kombuchalabs.com that we just created. Boop. And then routing policy, simple, value at target health, nah. Create. And then you see it got added here. So that's that. So now we've created this tunnel of CloudFront going from the domain name to this S3 bucket, kombuchalabs.com S3 bucket. Yes, your house is in the cave. That's what you call like network stuff. They're tunnels. I guess because if it's like a driveway, you can walk off it, but if it's a tunnel, you have to go straight through. Anyways, so the CloudFront is now syncing kombuchalabs.com. It goes through the CloudFront and it's going to go to the S3 bucket kombuchalabs.com. And if you recall, we made that S3 bucket kombuchalabs.com to go redirect to www.kombuchalabs.com. So that's how, if you typed in just kombuchalabs.com, it'll hit the Route 53, it'll hit kombuchalabs.com, the domain name, and then it would take itself through the CloudFront. The CloudFront would take it to https kombuchalabs.com, and then take it to the S3 bucket kombuchalabs.com, and then the S3 bucket will redirect to www.kombuchalabs.com. And at that point, they just end up at www.kombuchalabs.com. Yeah, it was probably confusing, but hopefully we'll be able to see it when it's done so that you can kind of see what I'm talking about. All right, now we have to go back to CloudFront and do the exact same thing for the next S3 bucket, which is www.kombuchalabs.com. So this is the important one. So if you're not doing the branding like I did, this is the one that you would be creating. This is like the real deal because this is going to go to where the stuff is actually hosted. When did we associate our S3 bucket with the Route 53? Did I miss that part? That was the whole CloudFront. So this thing that we just made, this CloudFront, this associated this name with with S3 because see it says where is it? Oh, origin. The origin is that kombuchalabs S3 bucket, and it says hey, so this is kombuchalabs.com. And then when we created the record set here, we told Route 53, hey, so this CloudFront is where you should route everyone who goes to kombuchalabs.com. Yeah, should like draw a picture. Pictures are always nice. But basically this thing is what we just created here, create record set, and Route 53 is what tells anyone who types in kombuchalabs.com, it's like, hey, go here. And then go here is the CloudFront we just created. And then the CloudFront is like, oh, hey, go to this S3 bucket. That's what they set me up to do right here. So then it will send you to that S3 bucket for kombuchalabs.com, which is right here. And then this S3 bucket is set up to redirect to this S3 bucket, www.kombuchalabs.com. So that iteration is over. Now we have to make sure that www.kombuchalabs.com, when people type that in, it kind of does the same thing. It caches so that the data is downloaded faster for second and on people in that area. And also that this goes to HTTPS so that it's secured. So in order to do that, we have to create another CloudFront. Let's go back. So it's both of them are still in progress. It's going to take a long time. All right. So we're going to create another distribution. So if you're kind of confused the first time, here's our chance to do it again. All right, so web, get started. Also, this is all like documented on the website that I sent out earlier. I can link it again later, but um, if you ever needed a refresher. Okay, so origin domain name, again, you cannot just click www.kombuchalabs.com S3 bucket. I don't know why this is an option if that's not what you're supposed to do. I don't exactly know why. I should probably look that up. But basically, you have to go back to the S3, go to properties, static website hosting, and then here's the endpoint. So you want to copy that over. Probably gonna have to like redo this whole thing for security measures. Okay, so when you do that and click outside, it fills in the origin ID. All right, it kind of like copied over what I was doing in the earlier one. So it's automatically done the redirect HTTP to HTTPS with a viewer protocol, which is what we want because that would utilize the security, the SSL cert. Okay, and all right, so another one is alternate domain name. So for this one, is that your face? Oh, it's not your face. Okay, good. All right, so alternate domain names for this one. The other one was just kombuchalabs.com. This one is www.kombuchalabs.com. www.kombuchalabs.com. Also, if you're like vaguely wondering what kombucha labs even means, it's like it's like kombucha except kombuchu because Albert's last name is Chu. Yeah, we're very clever. Anyways, yeah, and he likes kombucha. Okay, so gonna use custom SSL cert. It's already kind of pre-filled that SSL cert. So you only see the kombuchalabs.com, but if we recall, if we recall, we put in both kombuchalabs.com and www.kombuchalabs.com for the cert. So it's okay even if it doesn't specifically say www here. This one has both. But make sure you put both in or wildcard.kombuchalabs.com. Like make sure that or www.kombuchalabs.com is there. All right. And you can check that at Certificate Manager. There's Certificate Manager. So if we check Kombucha Labs, this is additional names, wildcard.kombuchalabs.com. So that means I can use it for any subdomain of kombuchalabs.com. All right. All right. Where are we? Here we are. Okay. So yeah, that's about it. I can create this distribution. Great. All right. So now both of these are going. And wait a couple seconds. Okay, so we have to do the exact same thing with Route 53. We've created the tunnel. Now we have to be like, hey, so this is the correct tunnel to go in through to get to our house. And this one's the real house. So this is the what's going to be creating the tunnel for people who type in www.kombuchalabs.com to the in the web browser. This is like the street that they're going to take to get to the house, which is the S3 bucket. So I'm going to create the record set. So this time, because we're doing this for www.kombuchalabs.com, we are going to put in www. And see, there's like the little dot there. So now if you read it, it's www.kombuchalabs.com. So we have, Albert just asked if we have two tunnels now, or does one tunnel just lead to the other tunnel? So we do have two tunnels. I wonder if there's like a, yeah. Is there like this, is there like paint app online? Hey. Yeah, okay, size 2. What? No? Okay, yeah, I don't know if this is gonna work, but let's see. All right, so basically we created, oh wow, what is this? All right, let's do that. Let's erase this. You know what, let's just do this in PowerPoint. Yeah. Yeah, let's create diagrams. Might be easier to understand. Since we have to wait for this thing to propagate. You know what, let's just create this first and then we'll do a diagram because we have to wait for things to finish up. All right, so www.kombuchulabs.com, type is A, it's an A record. The record set what connects CloudFront, the certificate S3, and Route 53. The record set is what connects Route 53 and CloudFront. CloudFront is what connects the certificate and S3. Does that make sense? It's so the CloudFront is doing the heavy lifting, and Route 53, this record set, is basically just telling people who visit this website URL to go to this CloudFront. So, is it there? S3, CloudFront. So it's not there yet. So let's refresh. Let's see if it's there now. www. Yes, alias. Oh, it's not available yet. Okay, so we'll draw first. We'll draw first because it's not there yet. Okay. www.kombuchulabs.com. Yeah, I didn't misspell it. Good. Okay. So what's that Mac version of slides? No. PowerPoint. Okay, fine. PowerPoint. I tried to use the Mac version. Can't remember what it is. All right, so we're gonna just draw right now because we're waiting for CloudFront to show up on this Route 53. It's gonna take a little while. So, okay, here we go. Create. All right. All right, go away. Go away. Okay, so. Okay. So the first thing we did was Route 53, right? So Route 53 is the domain. Can I put text in here? Route 53 domain. kombuchulabs.com. Okay, so we registered the domain on Route 53. And then the first one we did was there's a CloudFront under that. CloudFront, kombuchulabs.com. So we created an A record here, right? A record. Oh. Okay. So we created an A record from Route 53. It went to CloudFront, kombuchulabs.com. And then the CloudFront, so someone goes to kombuchulabs.com. It would go to Route 53. Route 53 says, hey, you went to kombuchulabs.com, no www. So we're going to send you to the CloudFront, kombuchulabs.com. Great. So what we did with the CloudFront is we put in an SSL cert, right? So SSL makes it HTTPS. Yay, it's secure. So that's where this is, and this was generated thanks to Certificate Manager. For kombuchalabs.com. All right, certificate manager. All right, so we generate a certificate manager. So then that is what's securing the CloudFront and making kombuchalabs.com https kombuchalabs.com. Hello, new person. Welcome, welcome. We are explaining what we have been creating for the past hour because we're waiting for the CloudFront to kind of make itself visible to Route 53. All right, so CloudFront says, hey, kombuchalabs.com. Okay, we're going to make you HTTPS. We're securing it. That's great. And then CloudFront also knows that this is associated with the S3. So this is going to take it to S3 bucket, kombuchalabs.com. And that's this guy over here. But if you recall, that redirects to www.kombuchalabs.com S3 bucket. So what we just created first, this is what's happening. And at this point, this guy is on the browser. It's going to show up as https kombuchalabs.com. Okay. So this is what's going to be showing up in the browser because it has been converted to HTTPS. And then it's going to show up here. It's going to move over here because it's forwarding because we set up that redirect. So then once it gets here, since it already took the HTTPS, but you added a www dot, becomes HTTPS. Okay. Which is the branding that we wanted. So that's how the first CloudFront that we set up goes. So I'm thrilled that, did that make more sense? I think this is easier way to kind of see what's going on. So basically, the first iteration that we created is kombuchalabs.com. You type that in the browser, it hits Route 53. It's like, oh, hey, I know this domain. The A record indicates that it should be sent to this CloudFront for kombuchalabs.com. And the CloudFront goes, oh, hey, yeah, this is my stuff, this is my jam. Here's an SSL certificate, and we've set it up so that it goes from HTTP to HTTPS. So now we're going to send you over to the kombuchalabs.com S3 bucket with an HTTPS protocol. So then it's like HTTPS kombuchalabs.com, but then this S3 bucket's like, yo, hey, we got set up to redirect to this other bucket. So then it just redirects that whole entire thing, and the visitor ends up at HTTPS www.kombuchalabs.com at this www.kombuchalabs.com S3 bucket. Just the guy right here. All right. So what we are in the process of creating right now is, here we go. Ooh, a voice actress. That's cool. I am not a voice actress, though I did try last month. I did record a course, so we'll see how that turns out. Hopefully the audio engineers will be able to make my voice sound very nice. Hello, another person. Hello. All right. So the next iteration that we are doing, let's put, so the request here would be kombuchulabs.com or http kombuchulabs.com. This is the request that goes in here. This is what people would have typed in to get this iteration. All right, to get this iteration, we'll just copy this over, paste. People would have had to type in www.kombuchulabs.com or http www.kombuchulabs.com. And of course, they can also have put in https www.kombuchulabs.com. All right, so the A record right here. So the CloudFront we're in the process of deploying now, right here. So basically, if anyone puts in those two things, this CloudFront, I'll go to www. You can ask Albert when it's going to start up this kombucha. So I saw in the LA airport kombucha on tap, which I don't know how that works, but you know, sounds cool. Yeah, converts all cloud requests. Yeah, it will convert it as soon as these CloudFront shenanigans are deployed, I think. Alright, so certificate manager would, if HTTPS was not already there, it will convert it to HTTPS and then would send it to Kombucha Labs. Alright. Yeah, fermented tea. Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty nasty too when you grow it. I don't think I will ever get over how it looks like. Alright, so this is the end game. This guy here, this guy. Boop. This is where we want everything to end up, because this is where we're hosting everything. Alright, so this second part, when people type in www.kombuchulabs.com, this CloudFront is what we are trying to set up right now. Yeah, I hope this makes it easier to understand, because I'm much of a charts person, so seeing stuff like this makes me understand things a lot better. So let's see if Route 53 will allow us to do this. Okay, create a record set. So this is for www.kombuchulabs.com. Yep, so it makes it a subdomain. Alias, yes. Enter target name. Oh wow, it's still not there. Come on, bro. Why are you not coming up? Oh. Why do you do this to me? Did I misspell it? Kombuchulabs.com. No, www.kombuchulabs.com. Yeah, it's not that expensive. You just have tea. As long as you have the SCOBY, that's it. You just make it with anything with caffeine and then a buttload of sugar every week, once a week. Yeah, so there's really no reason why it should be that expensive at all. Miso tricks. Gross. Haha, finally, there you are. Okay, so I guess I just needed to refresh the whole entire page. Alright, www. So this is the CloudFront distribution we just created and was waiting for. So you can check here, domain name D3JFC, D3JFC, and again, you don't want the S3 bucket, you want the CloudFront. So all the HTTPS and the caching and the nice stuff happen. Great. All right, you guys go on talking about T. All right, so this is the kombuchulabs.com A record that basically says, hey, Route 53, direct traffic to this CloudFront if someone typed in kombuchulabs.com. And then this is the record that we just created for www.kombuchulabs.com. And it's basically going, hey, so if someone types in www.kombuchulabs.com, direct them to this CloudFront. All right. So, let's see, pretty much, is that it? That might be pretty much it. So, these things are like, let me delete this old guy. Yeah, so these things are still in the process of deploying. So, it might not 100% do what we wanted to do, but let's cross our fingers and see. Hopefully I didn't miss any steps. Let me check my own documentation. Okay, so here's my documentation that I created a little while ago. Open that. Yep. All right, so quickly create a static website. Woohoo! Alright, so we got the certificate, we got the domain, we created the website on S3, we put in the bucket policy, we created the CloudFront, created the A record. Yeah, so theoretically that should be it. Alright, moment of truth. Moment of truth. Yes, hipsters have money. Ta-da! We did it, fam. We did it. All right, so right now I typed in just kombuchulabs.com, and you can see here it has rerouted to https www.kombuchulabs.com. And then it's also secured. Boop, connection is secure, certificate is valid. All right, let's try. So this would be this track here, right? This one. So I put in kombuchulabs.com and it went whoop, and it went to this bucket because this www.kombuchulabs.com bucket is where it was. Let's try http kombuchulabs.com. It's same thing. Great. Yeah, so this one, the iteration was http kombuchulabs.com. It also took this path. All right, let's try www.kombuchulabs.com. Let's did the same thing. Let's just do it in incognito mode. Because I think it's gotten cached. Fantabulous. So this one is taking this route, the second route. www.kombuchulabs.com, this one, and it's going whoop down to kombucha, www.kombuchulabs.com, and it, because it went through the CloudFront, it has the HTTPS here as well. Could try HTTP www.kombuchulabs.com, and yep, this one goes forward too. Great, so it's working. Fantabulous. All right, so the AWS part setup is complete. So wrapping up with that part, we still had to kind of make the website and upload it. But basically, so let's go back to see what we did, because we did a lot of things. Once you wrap your head around what's going on, though, it's actually not that many steps. So first, we had to register domain with Route 53, which we didn't do. We already had it. That's fine. And Route 53 is right here. Go to hosted zones. So this is the domain that we purchased. And then you go to certificate manager. request a certificate for that domain name that you just purchased, and then make sure you have both the domain name and wildcard.domainname.com so that you don't have to do like two separate certificates. You can just do one for this one domain and all of its subdomains. This is going to take 10-15 minutes, and then you're going to have to apply that certificate to Route 53, which is very easy. There will be a button there that says like add this to Route 53, and you just click OK, and it'll do it for you, which is amazing. Once you're done with that, if you go out to Route 53, it will show up. And it'll show up as a CNAME, so it's like right here. And it'll be like, this guy. It'll be like, oh, hey, it's secure. Great. And then you need that to create the CloudFront distributions. So you need to have that done before you create the CloudFront distributions. Okay, then you want to create your S3 buckets. This is where the website's going to live. This is the hosting. So you create a bucket, which is basically a glorified folder. And for making it easy for yourself, I recommend that you just make the bucket names your domain. And we created just kombuchulabs.com and then set that to forward to another bucket, www.kombuchulabs.com, because we want everything to forward to www.kombuchulabs.com. But that's just like this marketing thing. Like you can pick to not do that. But you do run the risk of if someone does type in www.yourwebsite.com that they might get something funky going on. All right, so www.kombuchulabs.com. Yep. So everything is forwarding into www.kombuchulabs.com, and it's public. It's a public bucket, so everyone can access everything inside it. What you do want in this case, because it's a website. Otherwise, you'll be the only one seeing your own website, and it'll be hard even for you to see your own website because AWS would consider your traffic like external traffic. So this is what's in the bucket right now. And then we created two CloudFronts, one for kombuchulabs.com, one for www.kombuchulabs.com. You can see that the first one's deployed. Huzzah! The other one is in progress of deploying. Until they're both fully deployed, there might be some funky stuff that goes on. And deploying of CloudFront takes a long time. It takes like half an hour. So you should definitely do it when you have time to wait around or do other stuff, which is basically why it's giving me time to talk about what we just did, because this thing is still in progress. So as we saw earlier, like the forwarding and stuff were working, but it could be like shaky until this in progress turns deployed. All right, so we created these CloudFront distributions, one for each, and then we hooked it up to the domain by putting it in Route 53 as new record sets. So this alias for kombuchulabs.com goes to the kombuchulabs.com CloudFront. And this record set for www.kombuchulabs.com goes to the alias for www.kombuchulabs.com CloudFront, which in turn forwards the person coming to the website to the specific S3 buckets. And a person who gets to the kombuchulabs.com S3 bucket will then be redirected to www.kombuchulabs.com. All right, so again, this is what it looks like, what we just created. Just great. I guess I can also add this in. This certificate would be for www.kombuchulabs.com. Do you guys have any questions before we move on? We're going to move on to basic coding, which I don't know if you guys want to see what's going to end up. It's just going to be like simple HTML website that we're going to make just so there's something there other than hello world. I guess I'll wait for like 10 seconds while the video catches up. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you have any questions or something you want to review, just go ahead and put it in the chat. I'll go on with making sure that this website no longer just says hello world. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Sorry, my throat's making weird noises. Okay, all right. So to make this easier, I'm gonna go to html5up.com because they have fully responsive HTML5 templates for free. Yeah, it's actually already downloaded one that I wanted to use. So we're gonna use this dimension one because it's fancy and it also doesn't require any content because we don't have any content. Fantabulous. So you could just click download here. I've already downloaded it. Let me find it. Boop, here we go. Let's go. License, read me. Okay, that's fine. Open with Adam. Hello, Adam. Alright. We don't need this anymore. Alright. Thank you, AJLKN, for creating these nice little HTML thingies. Yeah, I can make the slide available somewhere, somehow. I'm not really sure how. Oh, you know what? I'll just make a nicer one and put it up on the blog post that I linked earlier, because I think it'll be nice for everyone to be able to see what kind of architecture they're looking at. Good call, good call. Okay, so coding party. Can you see this? Is this too small? Let me see if I can make this bigger. Ew. Increase font size. Ew. Increase font size. Is this big enough? Alright. Kombucha Labs. Woohoo! So the title is going to be Kombucha Labs. Great. Kombucha Labs. Alright, what's the text gonna be? Can't see Shay, still can't see it. Make it bigger. Boop. 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 Can we see it now? Maybe even a little bigger. Hey, why not? There we go. Alright, this should be better. Okay. So we updated the title to Kombucha Labs. And then it already has style sheets and stuff because they're cool and they're cool like that. They made it for us. Alright, and then I changed H1 here to Kombucha Labs. Alright, so I don't know what we're going to put as text here. Strong Kombucha Labs. Coming soon to a glass bottle. Thank you. Is this already centered? I guess we could just save it and see how it looks. Open with Chrome. Hey. opened here. Here we are. She doesn't look that bad. Kombucha Labs. Kombucha Labs coming soon to a class. Hey, why not? Sure. Images. Background. Is this the background? Why is it doing? Oh wow, it has a lot of stuff in here. Huh. Alright, well, that's fine. Copyright Kombucha Labs. Yeah. CSS. I don't know how much I care if the background image is showing up the way it should. Or maybe that is how it's supposed to look. Let's see what the thing looked like. Let's HTML5 up. Let's see. Oh, this one has a background. This one does not. Oh, I guess it kind of does. I guess it's just using a different background. Okay. Alright, that's fine. Okay, class. Okay, I wasn't expecting there to be this much content. Intro. Whoa. Intro. Put the miso of drinks. Okay. Let's see. Miso of drinks. I mean, I think it literally is like, I mean, also, other than the fact that it's not actually miso. Refresh kombucha, the miso of drinks. Yeah, I mean, none of this is gonna actually work, but that's okay. Hopefully no one clicks on this, because what I want to kind of show is how you can kind of upload this. So, let's see. Alright, so we go back. Oh, they're both deployed now. Huzzah! Great. Okay, so we go back to where we're hosting this. Index.html. Go those. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Alright. Upload. Add files. Okay, fine. It's not gonna let me just do that. It's fine. Whatever. Whatever. Let's see if I can drag it in. There we go. Boop. Sweet. Upload. Grant public access. Yeah, because we want people to see it. Standard. Yep. Yep. And it's uploading. Is it done? I think it's done. 2 success. Ah, yeah. All right, great. Let's see Kombucha Labs. Oh, you know what? It's gonna be cached, so it's gonna take a while for this to update. So we should have actually uploaded this first, I guess. Oh well. Well, maybe in like an hour, you guys will be able to see the website uploaded. This isn't Bucha. This isn't your mom's Bucha. Well, so when it updates, you'll be able to click on all the stuff with the nice Mullen Ipsum fake text going on, because everyone loves that. All right, yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess while we let that website ferment for a week. Yeah, so another thing about CloudFront is that it caches. So that means like until the cache time limit is done, when you upload things, it's not gonna really reflect quickly. And I think, well, we just left it in the default, but I think the default might be like 24 hours. And if you have something that you want updated immediately, maybe like, you know, something that shouldn't have gotten out got out, or there's like a really bad typo or something, you can like nullify a file so that the caching, so that it clears all the cache, and whoever that gets that website next downloads the new file. But it costs money. So the negative side of everything being cached everywhere so that people can download it very quickly is that it doesn't update as quickly because it's cached and it's like there, sitting there. They're not actually, people are not actually accessing the root content. People are accessing what's saved on the CDN. Yeah, so that is why this is not real time. Like, this is why going here isn't giving us real time info. Yeah. So if you don't live anywhere near Virginia, you might be able to see the new website. I don't know. Let me see, maybe my phone. Sometimes, like, I have good luck and yeah, no, even my phone and different signal isn't showing it yet. Yeah, so it'll take a little while. Tomorrow morning, you guys will be able to see it. Yeah, I can change the cache time limit, but at this point, it's going to take another 30 minutes for that to deploy. So I don't think it'll do what, like, I would like to see it now, but can't see it now. So I guess if I were going to do this again, I would upload the finished content first so that we don't have to go through this. And we'll be able to see Kombucha Labs. So hopefully by tomorrow or something, you know, we'll be able to see it in its glory. Um, yeah, do you guys have anything else? Questions or comments or hey, do something else? I hope this was helpful and you kind of got to see how you can kind of go through with it without having to take all the weird detours that I had to take through trying to figure this out. And like I mentioned before, I've documented this process here at awsnewbies.com. So if you just go to awsnewbies.com, you can scroll down and in the recent posts, the most recent post that I've written. So you can just click on setting up a static website on S3 with Route 53 and CloudFront. So that will kind of like recap what we went through. And Tro, I'm going to clean up the thingy we made earlier, this guy, and upload that on the website to the same page so that everyone can see it. Let me just close these things. There's too many windows open. Probably making everyone dizzy. But yeah, here we go. Yeah, so this page you can use as like a guide if you are like, oh wait, I feel like I missed a step. Yeah, thank you guys so much for sticking by me for almost 2 whole hours. And I hope we'll be able to do this again with something once I figure it out. I have to figure it out first. But yeah. All right, great. Thanks a lot of you guys for sticking out for this whole entire thing, and I will see you guys again later.